add everyone. I'm just going to put it in there.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, nice. We even got a cool little cool thing. All right, I'll give it 10 seconds and then, let it run. And hello, my fellow barbarians. It's me, Rock, and MDA here. Good bit of news. We got a couple Omicrons. A Mace rework. God, it took like 3 years, 4 years. I don't know how long to finally get them reworked. And then new Marquis, the Seventh Sister, coming out. So, I didn't even let MDA say hi. Sorry, bud. Go ahead.
Yo, what's up, everyone? It's good to be back.
Oh yeah, it's been about a month. News has been kind of stale, but it's got a good bit of stuff. I mean, we're gonna try to fit into an hour, so not too bad. I guess we'll go ahead and start with the Embo Omicron.
Yeah,
First.
and for those watching, I can actually switch this over to. We'll switch this over here. Okay. We will go to the Embo Omicron, and for those watching, we can read it here. So the old text, which is his unique, the Way of the Kyuzo, Embo can't be critically hit. Embo also has plus 30% offense when he has protection, and plus 30% critical chance when he has no protection. When Embo receives damage from an enemy's attack, if he has no protection, he gains Foresight for 2 turns. So now, the Omicron adds, while in territory wars, bounty hunter allies gain plus 40% max protection. At the end of Embo's turn, bounty hunter allies recover protection equal to 25% of Embo's max protection, doubled for Embo. While Embo has protection, all bounty hunter allies gain plus 30% defense and 5% turn meter when a bounty hunter ally receives damage while debuffed. So, good stuff there. So, what are we feeling about this Omicron?
I like it. I mean, in terms of because for the most part right now, the 2 big Omicrons are going to either Territory War or Grand Arena, and it just feels like those Grand Arena Omicrons are, I don't know, leagues better than the Territory War ones. A lot of them are just eh. But it's nice to see this Embo one's gonna be pretty serious. I mean, let me think. One person in the guild and the Begins leader, Glarmit, he relic 9 boss, and then he's put this Omicron on. And I think they were doing the math for how much protection boss will get. I think he got it up to I think it's 420, 440k protection, which is just absurd.
Yeah. I think I'm a big fan of just the protection recovery that's going to come with this. It's going to make Embo super tanky, and I think you could combine this with Boba, and it's going to be fantastic, or just even separate. It just makes a solid territory war team. I'm a big fan of this Omicron.
Yeah, it's also kind of plug and play too. You don't really need boss lead, because the way with the requirements, you can pretty much make 2 full bounty hunter teams. If you want to put Embo lead or Aura lead with Embo, it'd be a pretty decent, secondary bounty hunter team. So all around, I like it. It's pretty decent. So
yeah, we'll jump over to the second one here.
I think our favorite personal so far.
Here we go, the Wampa Omicron, and I did apply this one last GAC. So the old text on his unique, Wampa has plus 50% counter chance, and Wampa has plus 10% counter chance, plus 5% health steal, and plus 5% offense for each damage over time effect on each enemy. And now, while in Grand Arenas, Wampa gains plus 100% tenacity. If there are no other active allies at the start of the battle, Wampa gains plus 75% defense, max health, max protection, and offense, doubled if there is only one active enemy at the start of the battle. Whenever Wampa is damaged by an attack, inflict 2 damage over time effects for 3 turns on the attacking enemy, which can't be evaded or resisted. The cooldown of Furious Foe is reduced by 1, and gain plus 30% tenacity stacking until the end of the encounter. Unfortunately, I only got to use this one only once, just because I auto set, actually no, I got to use it twice. I auto set my first round. The second round I didn't have the best teams to test it against, but the third round I went against a full Relic 7 Grievous team and soloed it for full banners with Wampa. It's, I don't know, maybe end game how much you're going to be using it, but definitely early and mid game. This is just going to be one of those, you throw it in there and you get 68, 69 banners. No questions asked, and you can take out any mid to high tier team as long as they don't have resistible debuff, like unresistible debuffs or anything like that. Like if it's like an undispellable debuff that can't be resisted, like Supreme Leader Kylo, you don't want to take this solo against Supreme Leader Kylo, or like anything with unresistible. So like Rey, you don't want to take this against the Rey that does unresistible healing immunity. You want to avoid stuff like that, but anything else, Wampa's just he's kicking ass and taking names.
Yeah, and then I also love the if like it said something like double if there's only one active enemy at the start of the battle. It's like all those stats go to 150.
Mm-hmm.
So say it's something where like you go up against a gas team and you get down to just gas and you just can't take him out. You throw in Wampa, it's a cleanup. I mean, you can use him to clean up a GL. I mean, it's much better than bringing in a full team to do it. I mean, honestly, this might go up in tier in terms of this might be better than the Qui-Gon or the Zam Omicron. Honestly,
yeah,
kind of just the value you get from it.
Saves a full team.
Yeah. And then anyone who has Jedi Master Luke already has him at Relic 3, so it's kind of a no-brainer. I mean, you slap, maybe 2 or 3 Relic levels on him.
Yeah, when I went against a R7 GG team, mine was only Relic 5. And I did not have both of his Zetas. I just had the Omicron, took him to Relic 5, and nope, didn't even worry about it.
So I think this is a solid one. I mean, you'll even kind of see some use. You may be able to see some use out of this at like a low gear Wampa, like a gear 10 or like a gear 11. Like it won't be the best, obviously, because most of his stats come when, obviously, get more stats when he's relics. But I mean, I could see like a gear 11 taking on like a Phoenix team like easily, or like an Ewok team or something like that.
Yeah. So that is that. Do we want to jump into some questions, or do you want to go with the other news that we got?
Let's do questions. We got a good bit, and then we'll kind of leave the rest. I'll start here with Glarmit. He asked, do you think they'll ever add Omicrons to the more outdated Galactic Legends to boost them onto a similar level of the newer ones? And then he put in parentheses, without having to add a conquest character for each one. And I mean, honestly, I really don't see it happening, mainly because they kind of, the past, I think was it the Road Ahead or was the State of the Galaxy was the last big thing we got?
I think it was the State of the Galaxy.
Yeah, they kind of established like a tier list. They said, yeah, we basically want GLs that have a conquest counterpart to be better than the non-conquest counterpart GLs, and I don't see them adding an Omicron to a character just to make the rest of the team better. It just doesn't. When
I think he's referring to, like, let's just say, I think he's referring to Rey and Kylo. I don't see them adding an Omicron just because I don't see what mode that they would need help with. Like, I mean, TB, they're fine. TW and GAC, I mean, I think you would run into the problems of if you put an Omicron on that's limited to one mode, you're going to piss off a lot of the community because this is a GL that they went after, and it's only going to be, God tier in that one area. And then I would argue, unless it's GAC, nobody's going to care. I think that's been the main opinion right now. I think we will either see new characters come, whether it's Conquest, or they're just going to leave it like it is, and that's just the progression with Galactic Legends, and unfortunately that's just how it's going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree. Next question from Bowser. What do you think the top 2 fleets in the game are? Sorry. Obviously, I think Executors.
Yeah, Executors number 1. I think the 5-star gameplay of the Interceptor looks really solid. I think once that's at 7 stars, I think Chimera is going to take its spot as the second best. However, I think I think Negotiator, I think we can agree, is the second best.
Yeah. The First Order fleet's looking kind of good with Echelon, though, so I don't know where that's going to fit in with the meta.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think, obviously, Executor number 1, Negotiator number 2, and then I guess it just kind of falls.
Yep.
Kind of, but yeah. Next question from Nazin. Will the next ship be a Rebel one, since we got one for Empire, and one for First Order or Resistance each? Probably Red 5, question mark. So I think in the they had that little stream on Twitch when they announced the Mace rework, and I think one of the guys sat there and said, yeah, Red 5 is in, or they thought about putting him in. So I think it's kind of confirmed that it will come to the game.
See, I didn't watch the stream, so I couldn't tell you, but I just without even knowing that, I do think Red 5 is going to come eventually, but I don't think it's going to be for a bit. I think First Order and Resistance just got the ships that they're going to get. I personally think they need more ships, but at least they have tanks now. But yeah, I think the Red 5 is going to be the next Rebel ship we get.
Yeah, I think so. Mainly, I mean, I think because they kind of want to have a Resistance / First Order meta. Not really meta, but, put them into the mix a little bit more. And then kind of have that flowing for a little bit. So, I mean, I could see definitely Rebels getting them. Also, it'd be kind of interesting to get a couple more Galactic Republic ships. And the only reason why I say this is because you get Negotiator, and you get like 2 or 3 leftover ships to put with Mace, and it would be cool just to get like maybe a ship that just synergizes with Mace a lot.
Especially now that he has his rework, that's 2 abilities. That's going to give him some extra speed, plus the Zetas too. I think we could see a resurgence with Mace. Not sure if we will or not, but I personally think every capital ship should have enough ships to field a lineup, like a lineup of 4 or 5. So we'll have like 2 Empire, 2 Galactic Republic. We have a Rebel, we have a Resistant. Like, each one should have enough instead of just stockpiling everything into one.
Yeah. Next question from, I hate pronouncing it. Dinkatoid? Okay, yeah. What do you think of the TIE Echelon nerf? Is it needed because it made Finalizer too strong, or was it good for the game? And just in case anyone didn't know, they nerfed TIE Echelon probably about 2 or 3 days after it was released, I would say.
Did they nerf it, or did they just say they were going to nerf it? Because I don't know if they have...
No, they haven't nerfed it yet, but they've said that... They said like 2 or 3 days after, like, yeah, it's not interacting how we want it to. So they gave us a warning that they're going to try to nerf it. But, I mean, the thing was at 2 stars beating executors. So I mean,
We'll see how it is, but I've been seeing, yeah, like you said, 5 star, 6 star, and especially once you get to 7 star, it's been beating executors. However, I don't know what the relics are on the ship, because I do know that like some of it is pretty relic intensive, that you got to bring some of these characters up to high relics. But we'll see what happens. As of right now, we haven't had any nerfs yet, but I personally think counters are good, and especially as someone now who is an owner of a 7 star executor and is in the thick of the executor meta, it's ass. Like, let there be counters to it. It's terrible having to do mirror matches and these weird 1-shot, 2 shots to beat it. I personally don't think it's. I hope they don't really touch it. However, if they do, hopefully it's not too bad.
Another question from Bowser. What are your opinions on the 2 Inquisitors? Do you think this Inquisitor's archetype has potential? Can they be run with other Empire and or Sith characters? I know it's probably too soon to tell, but this is the first time in a while where I'm completely lost in archetype and want to hear your guys' take on them. Well, since, we just got the Ninth Sister, so...
Yeah, I think we'll touch on this more when we go over the new kit, but I think just with 3 for right now, you definitely can run them with Empire and some Sith. I think because Inquisitors are mainly anti-Jedi, so I think if you ran it with like Darth Maul or Darth Sidious or some other decent, or better Sith, then it could work. But I think we're just in the waiting stages like we were for Bad Batch, where we're just waiting for the whole team to come together, and this is what they're going to be. I think they're going to be mainly anti-Jedi. Hopefully it'll be something for Kenobi, that this can take down the Kenobi team. I would love if they would rework Darth Vader and Lord Vader a bit so that they would interact with the Inquisitors. I think Lord Vader kind of does already with the unaligned Force user tag, but... I think that they're mainly just going to stay in their own faction. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, even though, I think they'll give them some Empire synergy, so that way you could just say like you could run it with like Palp lead or something like that. Because especially when you have Lord Vader, it's kind of hard to take away Darth Vader from that. And so, especially with like Mara Jade. It could be cool to just make like an Emperor Palpatine, Mara Jade, 3 Inquisitors faction or whatever. But I don't know. I like to see how it plays out. I wonder which more we're gonna get. Just kind of.
If I had to put money down, I would say there's a solid chance we're getting the 5th brother, who is in the Kenobi trailer as well as in Rebels. I think the Grand Inquisitor's all but guaranteed at this point. Or I could also see the female Inquisitor that was in the Kenobi trailer. I think there's also a decent chance that she could come to the game as well. But I think definitely the one from Rebels and the Grand Inquisitor, I think they're all but guaranteed to come.
Yeah. Which this kind of answers our second question from Relia. He goes, which Inquisitor do you think will be the next? And do you think we'll get a Purge Trooper? Honestly, it'd be cool to kind of get a Purge Trooper. Also, I don't know much about this whole like era of Star Wars. I didn't play Fallen Order.
You're missing out.
I did. Okay, so I played Fallen Order. I got to the part where you have to fight the little. He's like a gigantic bat, and like I had no idea what I was doing. Got stuck on him a couple times, and then I was like, you know what? It's enough video games for the day. Put it down, and then like 3 days later, I went off to college. And so I was like, yeah, I haven't played it since then. So it's been, I've been trying not to get any spoilers for the game because like I really want to finish it on my own.
Listen,
no spoilers.
There's no shame. Put it on story mode. Beat the boss battle. Put the difficulty back up. There's no shame. I've been there before.
Yeah, I've been stuck on him a couple times. Like I can't even get him down to like half health. I've been just like, I was kicking into a wall for a second there. But honestly, what you said, would be kind of cool for some of the other Inquisitors, but also a Purge Trooper would be kind of nice because, I mean, something that, synergize with Iden would be kind of cool, but they could also do a Purge Trooper and give him that, like, Imperial Remnant tag, so that way we finally can get something going with that. Would also be kind of cool.
I could be down. Yeah, Purge Troopers, they seem cool, whether they go with the Inquisitors. I would prefer them not to go just be another trooper for Veers. If it would be like an Iden trooper, that'd be cool, but just because we've got so many troopers, I like you said, maybe a Remnants, maybe if it's just for the Inquisitorius. I don't know, but I'm all for new characters coming, so yeah, if they want to bring a Purge Trooper, absolutely bring on a Purge Trooper. Alright, do we want to jump into, since we're on the topic of Inquisitors, do we want to jump into which one is this then? What's the new sister we got?
Also, I cut out for a bit.
Yeah, you definitely just cut out.
Uh-oh.
There we go. Yeah, you just cut out there. Yellow?
Oh, hey, yeah. I just got kicked out of the channel.
Well, I went ahead and I pulled up the kit reveal here for the 7th sister.
Yep.
So, I'm not going to lie. Model is looking really good. We got the droid, just like Iden's droid. This is my wife's favorite Inquisitor because it is voiced by Sarah Michelle Gellar, for any of you Buffy the Vampire Slayer fans out there, who is actually married in real life to the voice actor for Kanan, Freddie Prinze Jr., so fun fact for you there. But anyways, the 7th sister is going to be Empire Leader, Inquisitorius, Healer. Healer tag's been making a comeback. And unaligned Force user. She is an Inquisitorius healer that helps her squad eliminate the Jedi. So, basic ability. Deal physical damage to target enemy, inflict offense down for 2 turns, and 1 stack of Purge, max of 6, until the end of the encounter if the target doesn't have any. These debuffs can't be resisted if the enemy is a Jedi. Deal plus 5% more damage, increase to 10% if enemy is a Jedi, for each stack of Purge on the enemy. Special number 1. Deal physical damage to target enemy, dispel all buffs and remove 60% turn meter, increase to 90% if target is a Jedi, inflict 1 stack of Purge, max of 6, until the end of the encounter, and then inflict an additional stack of Purge for each buff dispelled this way. Inflict ability block for 1 turn and daze for 2 turns on target enemy. This ability can't be evaded or resisted. Special number 2. Consume 1 stack of Purge from each target enemy. Target ally recovers 30% health and protection, plus 10% health and protection for each stack of Purge consumed. All allies gain critical hit immunity for 2 turns, and Inquisitorius allies gain Foresight for 2 turns. All allies recover 10% health and protection, and gain evasion up for 2 turns. If target ally is Inquisitorius, reduce this ability's cooldown by 1. Her leader ability, which is now that second special was a Zeta. The leader ability is a Zeta and an Omicron. Empire allies gain 16% evasion. Whenever Inquisitorius allies evade, they recover 5% health and protection and gain advantage for 2 turns. And the Omicron is for Territory Wars, so while in Territory Wars, whenever a Jedi gains Foresight, all Inquisitorius allies gain Foresight for 2 turns. At the end of each turn, dispel all buffs on Jedi enemies who have Foresight. Additionally, whenever an enemy gains a buff, 7th Sister has a 10% chance to inflict 1 stack of Purge, max of 6, on that enemy until the end of the encounter, increased to 20% if that enemy is a Jedi. And her unique ability. Whenever another Inquisitorius ally uses an ability during their turn, 7th Sister assists, limit once per turn. If Seventh Sister is in the leader slot, whenever Seventh Sister assists another Inquisitorious ally, that ally recovers 5% health and gains offense up for 2 turns. While assisting, she inflicts debuffs based on the number of stacks of Purge on the target enemy, which can't be resisted if they're a Jedi. If there is 1 stack, or 1 plus, inflict speed down for 2 turns. 3 plus stacks inflict accuracy down for 2 turns. And 5 plus stacks inflict healing immunity for 1 turn. I'm not going to lie, I'm really liking where this is going. I think Purge is now really starting to get more of a, it's going to be more of a constant factor here.
Yeah, I mean, she inflicts Purge on her basic. Looks like she inflicts it on her special.
Yeah, we've got basics, special.
Lots of just like constant health recovery. Like that, like the unique where she's attacking out a turn that's going to be 5% health every time. Isn't there some health recovery in the... No health recovery in that.
Yeah,
No, it's in the leader.
It's on the leader, so whenever they evade... I'm not going to lie, the evasion on this team might be getting pretty high, especially with the foresight, but when you got to think about it, so they're getting 16% evasion, and then evasion up, I'm going to double check.
That's 5%, right?
I'm going to go ahead and... Everyone can watch me Google this. That's not what I wanted. Evasion up is plus 15% dodge chance. So you're at plus. So when she goes and gives evasion up, that's on her Zeta special, you're at plus 31%. And then if you're inflicting accuracy down, that's minus 15%. I'm not going to lie, like, evasion's kind of been one of those things that's kind of sketch to begin with, just because the dodge chance just naturally isn't that high. But when you start boosting it like this, it can start to become more consistent and really annoying. I mean, shit, like, I'm sure like you've seen like Maul Lead is starting to make a comeback, and even there, like the evasion's pretty high.
Yeah. I wonder what their base evasion is. That would be my next something that I would
especially with her. Actually, you know what? Since I have it here, sneak peek. If you guys are sub to me here, I have this pulled up. We are going to go look at. I have the mastery things here. So for healers, if she is an agility healer, she's going to gain evasion in her mastery. So she could get, like, especially like if you ran her with Lord Vader, she could get her mastery, like her dodge chance, like super high. So it'll be interesting. I like that she attacks out of turn a lot. This is really going to help like get the purge going. So if there's another Inquisitorious ally, she assists. I don't know if she'll be used in the leader slot, but this is interesting. I wonder, what's your opinion here on why they're putting all these Omicrons in Territory Wars? Because it's weird that like all of them are being put in Territory Wars.
I mean, my thinking is they want to... My thinking is when the whole team comes together, it's going to be able to kind of be GL worthy, where you're going to be able to beat a GL with it, or like a legit like Jedi Knight Luke or something like that. So my thinking is throwing it in Territory Wars. That and tons of guilds right now are just burnt out with Territory War. Like, I mean, I know Arnold posted a video the other day about his guild breaking up because of Territory War, but because like even like you would think like when this change happened that the big guilds would be the ones that are like, oh, we're fine because I mean, shoot, they're making full walls of GLs. I mean, throwing in an extra wall of, you know, gas or a Jedi Knight Luke or like a shoot, even like a GG wall wouldn't be too big of a deal, but even they're complaining about, you know, having to fill so many squads and stuff. So I mean, maybe it's just something that kind of like
I'm curious if this becomes like the Grand Inquisitor comes and his thing is that like they can combine all their leads together. And
And yeah, that could be. That'd be interesting.
because it's interesting that they all have leads like this and they all have Omicrons on their leads. And this is where, like, if you get like the Grand Inquisitor, you could combine all their leads into one like massive lead, and you could be like the ultimate like Jedi stopping thing. And this is what would counter like JMK in
Yeah,
Territory Wars.
yeah, because like that was another thing I was gonna say was like all their leads are very mediocre. This lead is probably if like this lead is probably worse than like Luminara lead. If I'm being honest, like it's not a very good lead.
It's
So
it's it's like those like niche bounty hunter leads where like
yeah,
it has a specific instance, and like there might be like one specific scenario where like Greedo lead is going to be better than Bosk lead or Aura lead, but like in every other situation you're rather going to use Aura lead or Bosk lead or something like that. But this is what these remind me of, and I'm curious if that's just all that it's going to be, just weird leads, or if they're going to be something like Phoenix uniques, where like all they can combine their uniques or something like that.
yeah. But see, now that begs the question: is Grand Inquisitor going to be like a Star Killer kind of thing, where you get 4 characters, and Grand Inquisitor will be the Star Killer of Territory War?
See, Glarmit and I were talking one day, and I'm about almost sold on this, especially with the Kenobi show coming up. I fully think that the Grand Inquisitor is going to be either a galactic legend or it's going to be a like a epic confrontations type of character. So it's going to be a big character, and it's going to require like all these new Inquisitors. Relic Phoenix, we'll see some maybe like Relic Jedi that no one has relicked up. I think Luminara was the big one because she was in Rebels with the Grand Inquisitor, and I think that might be that. Especially now that the Grand Inquisitor is going to be in Kenobi, I think that is what's going to be coming up because I think Kenobi is going to be the big thing that they're going to be advertising. And it's interesting that they're introducing the Inquisitors when all the Inquisitors have been confirmed for Kenobi. So that's kind of, if I had to put money on anything, that's what I'm putting it in right now.
Yeah, and see, I guess I'll be opposite of you, and I'd say I like it as like that, like Star Killer. Basically, I could see them adding one more Inquisitor,
Mm-hmm.
and then get more Inquisitors, and then have those 4 unlock Grand Inquisitor, and then you just make Grand Inquisitor the Territory War version of Star Killer.
I could also be down for that. I like that.
That personally, I would like that just because it kind of balances out. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, you can go for a Star Killer where your GAC is going to be beaten, where you're going to have a non-GL beating GLs and GAC, or you can go for the Territory War version of it. So either way, I'm fine with it. I mean, if it's a GL, I'm fine with that. If it's kind of that epic confrontation Star Killer style, I'm fine with that too. I just wish the next one would come out so we can have a kind of. I mean, I think when the next one comes out, we'll very well be able to figure out what direction this thing's headed in.
Yeah, absolutely. But definitely really excited for Seventh Sister. I think we're all ready to watch Arnold Will and the character, and we'll see how she looks with the other 3. And also, I think we'll definitely see how these look with Lord Vader and all that. I know there's been a lot of negativity, we'll say, surrounding Lord Vader and his performance. So we'll see how everything looks. So, do you want to jump into the man, the myth himself?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so we will switch back to the forums and Mace. All right, Mace Windu. I'm not going to go over his old text. He it's just bad. So
Yeah.
so go ahead. All right, so on the basic, Deals special damage to target enemy and inflict ability block for 1 turn. This attack deals bonus damage equal to 5% of Mace's max health. If Mace is above 50% health, he gains 15% turn meter. If Mace is below 50% health, he recovers health equal to 100% of the damage dealt. Now, this was brought down on the Heinze stream when this was first brought out. It was 50% turn meter. However, actually just today they came out and said that this is brought down to 15%. I think 50% was definitely, going to be a little overkill. That would have been broken. 15% is still good, but just for any of you guys who saw the 50%, it is officially 15 now. Special number 1, deal special damage to target enemy and dispel all buffs on them. If target enemy had shatter points, stun them for 1 turn, and remove 50% turn meter, then Mace gains 50% turn meter. New special. This party is over, which is a Zeta. Deal special damage to target enemy and call target other ally to assist. If target enemy had shatter points and target ally is Galactic Republic, swap turn meter with target ally. If target enemy had shatter point and target ally is a Jedi, Mace gains 2 stacks of resilient defense, max of 8 for the rest of the encounter. Both Mace and target ally recover 30% protection. And his leader ability, which is now called Take a Seat. Jedi allies gain 20% offense and 9% crit. Oh no, that's his old one, I'm sorry. His new one, Take a Seat. Jedi allies gain 20% max health and offense and recover 10% of their max health when they score critical hits. Nothing special, but it is there. And his unique Vapod, new text, which is a Zeta. See here. Mace gains 30% max health. At the end of each turn, if another ally with protection was damaged by an attack that turn, Mace gains 3 stacks of resilient defense, maximum of 8 for the rest of the encounter if he has not gained resilient defense this way since his last turn. While Mace has resilient defense, he has plus 10% offense per stack and 100% counter chance. Whenever Mace gains taunt, he dispels it and gains 2 stack of resilient defense. And resilient defense is that enemies will target this unit, and he will lose 1 stack when damaged by an attack. So it's, I guess, more like Mark, but like not Mark. It's going to be kind of its own status effect that acts like a Mark. His new unique Sense weakness, it is a Zeta and an Omicron. Mace gains 30% offense. At the start of Mace's turn, dispel stealth on all enemies and a random enemy, excluding raid bosses and galactic legends, is inflicted with speed down for 1 turn and shatter points, which can't be evaded or resisted. Shatter point is dispelled at the end of each ally's turn. When an ally damages an enemy with shatter points, all allies recover 10% protection, and all Galactic Republic Jedi allies gain foresight for 1 turn. Shatter point reads, receiving damage dispels shatter points and reduces defense, max health, and offense by 10% for the rest of the encounter. Enemies can ignore taunt to target this unit. And while in territory wars, at the start of each other light side ally's turn, a random enemy excluding galactic legends is inflicted with speed down for 1 turn and shatter points, which can't be evaded or resisted. When an ally damages an enemy with shatter points, all allies gain 5% turn meter. I'm not going to lie, Mace is actually looking really good.
The thing that I'm loving the most about it is I'm looking at it and like he kind of can go with any Galactic Republic lead we have now. Other than Padme, he won't gain a lot of turn meter, but take away all that turn meter, you're going to gain tons of protection, tons of health.
So they're showing the synergy suggestions was basically just the Padme team. Padme, GK, Jedi Knight, Anakin, and Ahsoka. I'm with you. I think this is going to bring like GMY lead back, or like Qui-Gon lead. I think the obvious is to put him with JMK, but I think he's going to be better outside of JMK.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too. I mean, obviously, I think he'll make anything better, but it's one of those things where if I can get two, what's the whole point of having my because JMK and Cat is still very unbeatable
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of game, and so if it's already unbeatable, why would I add another tune to make it even more unbeatable when I can throw it with something else? My first impression of it was when I read it, because I was awake whenever they first announced it. My first impression was, all right, Padme finally has a buddy to go with, because when you get JMK, you basically gut your Padme team to make
Mm-hmm.
a JMK. And so now Mace is kind of going to be her buddy for a little bit, other than the turn meter gain. But reading it now, it almost kind of looks like they're kind of having him buddy up with Cam, because there's tons of his new special. This party is over. If target allies Galactic Republic swap turn meter, there's also something in the unique where it's all Galactic Republic Jedi allies gain foresight. There's tons of Galactic
Yeah.
Republic. I mean, this is going to make Qui-Gon lead Omni even better.
Yeah. I think, like you said, with Cam, that really sticks out to me. So, like, where was it here? He was in his unique. At the end of his turn, if another ally with protection was damaged by an attack that turn, Mace gains 3 stacks of resilient defense for the rest of the encounter. I could see maybe like Cam with his taunts making a comeback, because I know that's one of those things that people are always like, oh, why does Cam have a taunt? But this might be a way to like supercharge resilient defense, and especially since Mace can call Cam to assist and recover protection with all the foresights. I love that you can ignore taunt to get to hit shatter points, because that was always one of the dumbest parts of his kit, was that he would rarely expose someone, but whenever he did, you couldn't target it. So, yeah. I think he can go with Starkiller. In fact, I'm going for Starkiller right now, and I'm actually going to be farming Mace to go as the tank there. I think he's going to be really plug and play as like a light side, or specifically just like Jedi tank.
Yeah, I mean, there's even a lot of like just Jedi synergy. Like there was something in let me find it. There was something where it said Jedi ally. Oh, this party is over. If swap turn me with if the target enemy had Shatterpoint and target ally is Jedi, Mace gains 2 stacks of resilient defense. So I mean, like, this could go with like a Jedi Knight Luke or like a Jedi Knight Revan Lean. I mean,
yeah, no, he's going to be great with JKL, with Revan. Shoot, he'll be good with GML.
Yeah.
Light side Geo, he already had the hero bonus, but I mean, he's going to be a menace there. I think just like how Cat is really good, and light side Geo, Mace is going to have the same effect. I really like this. I think with the effect for his, and also like we said earlier, getting the extra abilities and the extra Zetas is going to help boost his fleet. Not that anyone is going to use his fleet, but it's just one of those things that it doesn't hurt to have. I'm excited. I really want to see what this is going to do and like what teams come out of this.
Yeah, I know, because there's going to be a lot of variation that you can run with this.
Mm-hmm.
I have Mace to Relic 3. So when the update comes where all of the changes happen, I had the Omicron ready. I'm just going to go and throw it on, because I don't have any other viable prospects at this moment. So I was like, you know what, may as well. I'll level him up, throw the Zetas and the Omega on him, and then, I mean, I'll get back with y'all in a little bit. I mean, I think my first thing I'm going to do with this is I'm going to throw him with Padme. I think I'll probably just go like Padme, Jedi Knight Anakin, and then like 3PO, and then like I'll have like Ayla as my 5th or something like that, and I'll just see how that works. And then I'll run him with Qui-Gon Jinn lead for a little bit. I'll run him with JMK a little bit. I'll just try to see where he niches at. But I think it's probably going to be Padme, mainly because she gives like 50%
Yeah,
health at the start.
that 50% health is on top of what he's already getting, especially like you get him at relics, like he is going to be, um, he's going to be hitting hard.
Yeah.
And like even with like his offense wasn't terrible. I mean, we'll need to see if anything changes with his stats, but off the top of my head, I believe his offense was okay for a tank. And on top of that, he's getting 30% offense from his unique, and then if he gets up to 8 stacks of resilient defense, that's plus 80% offense on top of anything else that he's getting. Um, man, I like it.
I was trying to think. I think his base offense at like Relic 3 was like 5K.
Was that his physical or special damage?
I don't remember. I think it was his
Actually,
physical.
you know what? I can look it up here real quick. We'll go hop on GG, Galactic Republic, and Mace. As of right now, at Relic 3, he has a base special offense of 5,841 damage. Let's just bring him up to Relic 5 and see what that does. Relic 5, it is 6657. So, not too bad, especially for a tank. We'll see what all those boosts will give him and all that, and especially with mods. I think when it comes to modding him, I think it's going to go. Probably you're going to want to go health sets, but especially because he's going to be gaining all that. He's going to be doing damage based off 5% of his max health. So I think health is going to be the way to go, but we'll see here.
Yeah, but I like it. Dude's been due for a wee word. Also, they said something recently in an update where they said if any versions of him in the game, they're going to update to the new version.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that we might be fighting this version in camp.
Or in what?
In the Watt mission? Yeah, my bad. In the Watt mission, yeah, that does not sound fun.
Yeah, that version was already kind of like, it wasn't like as bad as the previous Mace because it was a different version, but like it definitely is a lot more annoying now.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot more Shatterpoint going on, so it's gonna be a pain. But overall, I don't know. I like it.
Yeah, no, I'm a fan. So, so it's been a while here, and I think we got to wrap up the stream. But first, you got to tell me what have you been farming?
Finished JMK a while back. Cat. I've just been farming the Executor requirements. I finally decided to go for Executor. I got Piet to Relic. I got both. I'll finish those 2 up with relics, and then I have TIE Fighter Pilot, Dengar, and IG-88 sitting at tier 11, and their stun guns are killing me right now. And then I just gotta farm the ships. Really, I almost have Zenu's Blood to 7-star. IG-11 ships at 5-star. That's gonna take a while. I'm not too worried. I'm close to having the TIE Bomber ready, and so. I only have a 5-star Razor Crest, so it's gonna be basically I'm just gonna farm it from the ship store, whatever I can get whenever I'm ready, and then I'll just buy crystals for the rest. So I'll just slow farm it. I'm not too big of in a hurry, and then that's pretty much it. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do after that. I think I might go for Jedi loot just to get a Jedi team up and running, but that's a while away. So what you been up to recently other than should be Starkiller next, right?
I'm slowly getting a Starkiller. So I laid out my master plan for the year. My big goals are C, Lord Vader, and Starkiller. But right now, I actually just today we got the Executor to 7 stars. So we are sitting high and mighty there. And I am finishing up my Boba Fett team for Territory Wars. So Fennec is 50 out of 100, and I have all of her gear and relic mats to go up to Relic 5. So she'll be jumping up there, and that team will be finished. I am finally working on gas and shot clones for the cam mission. So All of my, I think I've got fives is at gear 11, arc is at like gear 8, but the rest are all at gear 12. So those will be jumping up to relics pretty soon. I'm going to do imp troopers after that, and then I'm going to do the star killer requirements. So pretty much like that's going to be what I'm going to be working on. Star killer is going to be a big one that I'm going to start kind of slow farming, but I figured I need to get cam clones, gas farmed up. Same thing with imp troopers; they're just too good at teams just to not have. So working on them, and star killer is going to be the next big thing. But yeah, that's what I'm working on.
Yeah. All right. Before we go, how much more time you got left? Where you got to go?
Let's take a look here. I'll give you about maybe 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay. Well, we got a question from Cracks real quick. I may as well go ahead and answer it. This one's kind of a decent one. He was like, we probably have some newer members that don't really know what the Inquisitor role is. With the addition today of 2 new members to that role, could be a good time to explain what the role is. So my question is exactly what is the executive branch of barbarism known as? So the quick history rundown of that is originally they were like the admins of the server, and then one day we realized we do not need 8 admins in the server, and so we kept the channel that was the Inquisitors, but they took admin away. But I think they have a little bit more stuff than like the regular officers and members, but now it's mostly just like just a place for people to chat. Most of the officers who have been here for a while, like MDA and myself, and so it's really more or less what it is. It's just just a place to chat. So